Although the sailing from Mooloolaba to the Wide Bay Bar was downwind, the swell was multi-directional and the seas confused. This made for an uncomfortable rolly passage. But Mahina also had an unwelcome surprise in store for us. A break in the boom that had been repaired by a previous owner proved to be a weak point and broke again. Here are some photos taken later in our journey showing how the welded aluminium has parted. The riveted sleeve inside the boom was all that was stopping the boom from parting altogether. We decided that we would continue on our journey using only the genoa, our large jib sail, in order to rendezvous with some friends north of Fraser Island. We were rewarded with this sighting of humpback whales making their way south to Antarctica. These sightings never failed to fill us with awe and wonder.
Are you about to rub the bank?
Trying to beat the skin cancer.
That's a good idea. Oh, it's very bright today. We are in Skip Point, and these are the barges waiting for four-wheel drives to hop on to go from Inskip Point in Rainbow Beach to Fraser Island. So today we are going through the Sandy Straits. It's just so beautiful today compared to yesterday. Yesterday was just awful. I couldn't even film anything. But today it's like a lake here. It's just gorgeous. You can see the bar over there. This is the Wide Bay Bar. So we're going to do the Sandy Straits 2 times because we rang VMR. This is volunteer marine rescue of the Sandy Straits, and apparently it's a very low tide today, so we can't actually go through on the oncoming tide. We have to wait until it's fully high tide. So we're just going to motor sail a few hours and then stop and have lunch and wait for, I think it's 6 o'clock tonight. That's when we'll go through again. It's just a gorgeous day. I've seen fish jumping out of the water. I'm not sure. That's a turtle. Yeah. Oh, it's so beautiful. They're so big, aren't they? like meditation, you know? Try to not think about other noises but the one you want to hear. I love the complete silence.
Oh, how lucky are we?
We are, darling. It's just so beautiful.
We love threading our way through the Great Sandy Straits, using the tides to pass through the shallower areas and just drinking in the beauty and tranquility of the place. Land, water and sky seemed to meld together, each sunset seeming to surpass the last, as though we were passing through a life-sized watercolour. However, once again we were harshly reminded that one moment of inattention could instantly transform a blissful day into one of terror and anxiety.
We've run aground and now it's 10 a.m. and it's not even low tide yet. Low tide is at midday. And VMR can come and tow us. So we just have to wait. The wind are very strong and the waves are banging the boat on the side. I just don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just don't worry, Jellybean, we'll be okay. Yes. Oh God, it's like so strong. I'm a little bit scared. We're already at 30% sideway, and Shane said we were gonna go all the way down. I just find it a bit scary. I think it makes it more scary, the fact that it's really windy out there and that the waves are just banging against the hull. And it just shows you how quickly this can happen and how you really have to be so careful. 1 minute we're doing like 7.8 knots and the next minute we run aground. So This is not going to go anywhere. There's so much. So you can't even see the water. That's how much we've gone sideways already. You see that? God. Oh my God. I hope nothing breaks. Did you hear that noise?
No, it was just the spray. You recording? Yes, we've run aground. We run aground on just east of the Moon shoal bank.
And it's
Great
not
Sandy
funny.
Sraits, and it's not funny, no. But we're going to wait for high tide. We're going to wait for the tide to come in, which is going to be another 4 to 5 hours, and we'll be able to get off when the tide comes in.
4 to 5 hours. Like it's not even low tide yet.
About 3 o'clock.
No, low tide is at midday.
We'll be attempting to get off at about 3 o'clock. And low tide is at midday, yes.
So what will the tide height be at 3 o'clock?
The tide height is going to be about half a metre higher than it was before. So we should have a good high
Like
tide.
over 2.5 metre?
I'd have to check the difference, but the Coast Guard said that it's going to be about half a metre higher than what it was. So if we got on here, we can get off, because we're about halfway between low and high tide when we ran aground.
It's just very scary.
Well, the boat's designed to be able to cope with going aground.
Really? It's not really what it's supposed to be doing though.
And there are people that say that if you don't run aground, then you're not trying hard enough.
I think it makes it worse, the fact that it's like really windy today and the waves are really strong.
Yeah.
And it's slamming against the boat and
Yeah.
it's quite scary.
Yeah, that doesn't help the experience.
So
That's right. But the rudder's pointing the right way. It's on the upward side of the boat,
yeah.
which means that the rudder is protected,
How do you know that?
because I've had a look.
You went down, you went out.
I had a look down and I could see it.
Okay. That's good. So we won't break our rudder, hopefully.
We shouldn't break our rudder now. And if we go fully dry, I'll walk the anchor out and make sure it's well bedded in as well.
Yeah. Well, we will go fully dry because this is very low. And
We're
you
in
know,
about 0.9 of a metre at the moment.
0.9. I think it's supposed to go to 0.6.
But our actual depth where we are now is just less than a metre.
Less than a metre.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our draft is 2 meters.
That's right.
I guess we just have to wait and see. That will be hard on the rigging, no?
Rigging should be able to cope with this stone.
Oh God. This feels terrible. At least we've got good chain plate.
Our chain plates are good, yeah. You don't have to worry about chain plates parting anymore. I'm glad I did all of those.
I'm very glad.
Because that's one less concern.
Yeah. Is it going to be a gradual fall, or is it going to suddenly go pshing?
It's gradual.
Gradual,
Yep.
Okay. Oh my god, those waves are so strong.
So this is Mahina aground, less than a metre of water. Just going to have a look around. About half an hour away from high tide. 11:20. High tide is at 11:50. Choppy, isn't making things too comfortable on the boat. Swell coming in. Just want to check the rudder. Rudder's pointing the right way, which is good. Rudder holds. I don't think it's going to go completely dry here because there's only about less than 10 centimetres of tide drop between now and low tide. Anchor's out to stop us drifting. I think we've done about all we can. The rigging seems to be okay, it's all holding. It was quite surreal to be walking around our grounded Mahina in less than a metre of water. I carried the anchor as far as I could to windward and dug it well into the sand. I also double-checked the rudder to ensure that it was turned up and not taking any load, and made frequent checks of the rigging. It's times like this that we are thankful that Mahina has a strongly built fin keel and a skeg to protect her rudder. Water's quite nice. The wind was blowing a good 25 knots, and the swell was making life on board very anxious and uncomfortable. However, I felt that we were under control and cancelled our VMR tow 4 hours before they were due to leave base. I was confident that there was more than enough tide for us to safely free ourselves from the Great Sandy Straits, and this proved to be the case. We waited about half an hour after we were fully afloat and simply upped anchor and motored away to our safe anchorage in Pelican Bay, Fraser Island.
Hello. How is the crossing? Is it good? You happy? Yeah? You're a good sailor. You're a very good sailor. Not like Mummy. Yeah, I'm terrible. I'll get better. And this is Lady Musgrave. Finally we get to meet her. It's been a long time coming.
We arrive in paradise. Anxiety, how you strake and claw and rack and retch the hearts and heads and guts of those victim to your fetch. The spectres of the hidden, your threat is close and cloaked. In the cold jaws of your vice-like grip, laments and cries are choked. But sailing with the current, my breath will rise and fall, and action, once it's taken, will clear us of them all.